All right. Hopefully it works this time. I don't know if anybody who happens to be watching this now got some notifications earlier for my streams and stuff. I apologize if you got multiple because I was dealing with some issues that I was having. Not certain if I've got them worked out yet. I am currently in the process of working with support. We think we've got it figured out. But we won't know until we test it. We narrowed it down to it's not my computer or my software or my internet or any of the things that like I'm usually suspicious of first. And it wasn't anything on like YouTube's end or anything because we tried a multi-stream and we tried to bypass the multi-stream and just stream directly to one. So I streamed directly to YouTube because that's my main one, obviously. And that all worked just fine. I had several hours with no problems. And I had no problems with multi-streaming until about midnight last night when I was done. That's when I finished up. It all was fine. And then when I tried to get on this morning, it just wasn't working. It would cut out after about 10, maybe 15 minutes, anywhere between there and like 30 or 35 minutes. Anywhere in that range, it would just die. Like, it wouldn't say connection lost. It wouldn't say reconnecting. It just crapped out on me. So my hope is we've got it figured out. And hopefully, if you're watching this, it's a long video and not a 10 to 35 minute video. Because if it's short, then that means it died on me. But if it's long, then that means it worked. So we're hoping for it working. Anyway, let's get into her, shall we? What was I gonna do? So I have previously been primarily spending a lot of time in the graveyard, just trying to get a little bit of funds built up. I'm thinking maybe we'll brave the trip down and try to get some of the goats, the Uriels, as they call them in this game. I didn't realize I put my armor away. I must have left it in my... I usually leave it on me because I'll log out here. I think your horse stays in game if you log out without stabling it, and if eventually it gets hungry enough to become disloyal and untamed from you, it goes and like tries to find food. You know, that's like the theory of why they lose loyalty and they're hungry and all that. But when that happens, I wander off and oops, not what I wanted to do. Oh, makes sense. I won't let you do it while you're mounted. But so if you log out with your horse in the game world, it'll just stay there and eventually detame and somebody else can claim it. So I always throw my horse in the old... In fact, we'll leave the bags off for now. It usually kind of begs for people to mess with you when you got bags because they just assume you've got, you know, enough of something potentially valuable enough to fill you over. It's definitely been a big pet peeve of mine in this game is that there is, and it's not even a matter of opinion or a matter of like subjective like situations. It is just objectively, like factually, not enough of a consequence for murdering people. Even I've read a lot of forum posts where people who are even the player killers, people who want to roleplay criminals, they're even disappointed in how It's not even really a role play. It's basically just to play this game, you either kill other people and win, or you don't and you lose. So all that happens right now is after they've murdered like 5 or more people, so like multiple murders in a period of time, maybe it's at all, because the stat page will keep track of your murder count. Oh yeah, so there's a time where a murder count will drop. So within a given period of time, if you get more than, I think, 5, then you you get flagged as a criminal, which means you can't go into like the towns of that place. And you literally, all you have to do is just wait for those murder charges to drop. If you murder 4 times before you hit that limit, you can still go into cities and towns, even as a known reported murdering criminal, and do a delivery mission. So it's basically like, yeah, sorry, officer, I murdered, but here's your Amazon delivery. Here's your package you ordered. So I'm forgiven for those murders, right? That's literally exactly what you do. You run a parcel mission from A to B, and you're given like those standing points back that you lost for murdering. So there is no consequence. It's kind of a joke. It's insulting to the otherwise very realistic and kind of immersive nature of the game. Because what would happen as soon as you report somebody for murder, like, you know, they're in big trouble if they get caught and recognized. And so what should happen is that you do one murder, and you shouldn't be allowed in any of the towns in that entire like faction of NPC, like that province, for like a week. If you do multiple murders, then it should be like, you know 2 or more, and you're flagged for the like built-in in-game bounty system for like a lot of money, and like then it's legal to kill you and get rewards plus everything you have on you. Like, it really needs to be like hugely detrimental, because what upsides they get is 0 work for all the shit you've got on you. And you know, the balance still would exist in the form of, once they kill one person, you know, it's like, okay, that was an accident, or maybe like, I don't want to go down this path. They wait out their time for murdering, and then they're good. And you can turn on or off criminal actions. You can make it to where you shoot someone in the face, and unless you've enabled criminal actions, it won't deal damage to them. So you have to purposefully do it. So it's not like you could even accidentally murder and then you're fucked for a week and can't go into the NPC towns. No, you'd have to manually, intentionally turn on criminal actions and intentionally kill somebody. And it takes more than one shot usually anyway, unless you get like a longbow shot to the face on an unarmored, like unhelmeted opponent. And even then, I don't know that it's even a one shot. I think it just does a shit ton of damage. You have to intend to murder. But then, you know, so in that situation where they've murdered and they've decided maybe this isn't the path that I want to go down, then they can decide, okay, you know, or if that's what they decide, then they wait their time limit out, and then they don't do that again. They don't flag criminal actions. Or they decide they want to go down that path, and then they keep killing. And once they killed 2 or more and have like NPCs hunting them, and or players that can hunt them for bounty, like the prize money, then, you know, they're just not allowed in towns in that province, and then they're being hunted. But what they get is, anytime they come across some unsuspecting schmuck, they get all the shit, which is how it works now. That they're already getting that, in terms of like, they're getting that for free, no consequence, no risk, all reward. And so, you know, if they retained that, which right now is bullshit and unfair because there's no risk involved in it, it's all the upsides and none of the downsides. They'll still get to retain all that upsides, but the downsides will be that they have to avoid those towns. You know, for a week for each of those like murder kills, or maybe like 2 or more and it's a week, or you know, 1 it's a week, or whatever it is. I'm just brainstorming here. And then for everyone after that, it's like a couple days or a few more days added on. Or if they just really want to commit to it, you know, then they just pretty much can't ever go into those towns. But they can instead victimize whoever they want, take all their stuff, take all the work somebody else put in, obtaining a material or something. That's how it works in real life. You can be a criminal, but you are on the run for the rest of your life. And you get a bunch of shit for free. You can rob shit, you can do whatever, and if you get away with it, you didn't have to do any of the work for those millions of dollars or whatever it is that you stole. You know, this isn't like an exact like one-to-one with like reality or realism here, because pretty much everybody gets caught in real life for the most part, most things. So, you know, like I said, it's not exact. No, you can take the analogy too far and it stops working. But essentially, it's the same. High risk, high reward. You can get a shit ton of free stuff that you didn't have to do anything. You're not entitled to. It doesn't belong to you. You're not owed it. But you can still have it. And you're on the run, and you better fucking watch your back, because you're a criminal. Commit enough crimes and get caught, you're known as a criminal. And there are consequences with that. That's how it should be in this game. And even the criminals want that. They want to roleplay that, because it's, you know, if they don't want to do that, if they don't want to spend all their time in MOREtal Online suffering the consequences of a criminal, all they do is log on to a different Steam account and play on a different game. And I think they're even going to eventually maybe allow multiple characters. I could be wrong. That's either not a thing and I am just thinking wrong, or I heard that and you know, maybe I misheard. Maybe they changed their mind, or maybe that's still like a long ways off. I don't know. I could be wrong, you know, in a number of ways potentially, but I believe that's the case. And if so, then, you know, that's kind of the solution. You role play a murderer on one character, and then you can just be like, you know, play the game normally on another character. So it's not like you're screwing yourself, because at the end of the day, this is still a game. You know, in real life, you commit a crime and you get caught, you got to suffer the jail time, and there's no switching characters in real life. But since this is a game, you know, you should be able to switch characters and do something else if you change your mind. Man, I would have more arrows after these adventures if I wasn't missing so much. This is the far more lucrative run to make. It takes a smidgen longer to get down here than it does to get up to the zombies. And it's technically a bit more dangerous because you're further from town. And that road can have a gank fest. And these little bastards run from you, so you can't just use a sword and basically do, you know, free damage, quote unquote. I mean, it costs a little durability on your weapon, but it doesn't cost an item, an arrow, as well as durability on your bow. This one's about half broken, so they begin to slowly degrade. Once you hit a certain point, you start doing a little less damage. and then eventually they break. Obviously, you don't do any damage with the broken bow. I don't know if the item disappears when it breaks, or if it's just like shitty and broken in your inventory, and you gotta like sell it or delete it or whatever. But yeah. I don't know. Anyway, I go on that rant anytime I think about the fact that like seriously, like if I wanted to, and there very well fucking maybe a day I decide to just go to some city, stand outside the gates with a longbow, no armor, like virtually risking nothing. Do exactly what has happened to me multiple times. Just go out and just wait for some unsuspecting cunt to try rolling in with a load of something. Or heading out with a load of something. Kill him. Worst case scenario, I fail and I die, I lost a longbow. Best case scenario, I succeed and I get all their shit. Probably hours worth of work for 2 minutes of risk. And then it'll lower my standing because they'll report me for the murder. And before I even get a high enough murder count that I'm not allowed in that city, I can take 20 minutes to go get a parcel, run it from one town to the next, and my murder is forgiven for being an Amazon delivery boy. And then all is forgiven for my heinous murder. And then I could do it again. Spend 6 hours doing that, get 40 hours worth of loot, like 40 hours of work worth of loot, 6 hours worth of effort, and, you know, a few longbows worth of risk. It's fucking asinine. It's a joke. It's an insult to this game and the potential that it has. I gotta find another place where Uriels spawn. It would be nice to be able to hit up multiple places. That one spot can just about fill a horse. Get you between 2/3 and 3/4 of the weight capacity. You can hold 6,000 pounds, so I guess closer to half. I used to be able to, when they had multiple alt servers, you could go out there, kill all the goats, the Uriels in one spot, wait 2 minutes for the logout timer, log into the other server, kill the other ones, wait 2 minutes for the logout server, log into the third one, the third server, kill all the goats, and come back with 2 horses full of Uriel stuff. You'd get like 40 gold a run, and it took like maybe 30 minutes, hour at most if you like ran into issues or, you know, maybe you were just slow and not efficient at it. And I'm sure that's not the most efficient, like, gold farming, 30 or 40 per hour, but that's easy. I'm glad it's not the case now, because everyone had enough gold before with multiple servers that it was like kind of trivialized the game a little bit, which is not good. And I'm glad they've changed it to where now the game's not so trivialized. Mark's gonna kill him with our sword and not use any more arrows. I was fortunate enough to play when they had the multiple servers up, and you know, it's kind of like if everyone's cutting you off in traffic because you're trying to go the speed limit and drive nice, you're just going to keep getting cut off over and over and over and over and over again. So unfortunately, the solution is to cut other people off in return, like you're being cut off. And that's kind of how it was when there was multiple servers and everyone was using it to make more gold. I did the same, and then I invested the money, which now can help passively make me some money. So I was able to use having an easier time of making money to make it a little better moving forward now that the servers have cut down to 1. So glad I was in at the right time for accomplishing that. Right, pigs and goats. Gonna make some money. I'm gonna make some money. I don't know what I might do after this exactly. I always lean toward heading out with you know, some good gear and weapons and an extra saddlebag in case I come across a horse to tame while I'm out. Just kind of roam around, get some kills, loot some stuff, just kind of explore and like enjoy playing in the game world. But I don't have extra gear here if I die. So I'm like, I feel kind of stuck here. Like, you know, I guess I could buy like vendor gear and go out and do what I was just describing. But it's almost not. You're almost just as good, like well off to go out naked with nothing. One second, I'm gonna grab something from YouTube page for somebody. Somebody's asking for my stream link. Let's get it for if my page will ever load.
As we zero in
Now,
on the day
of damn it, you piece of crap. I've got. I like watching the Internet Historian. His videos are pretty funny. So I've got one of his videos pulled up, and I was watching it yesterday, the day before. Still like in the middle of watching it because they're long ass episodes. They're like half hour to an hour. I watch them a little here and there when I have time. Come on, webpage, load for me. I'm trying to grab a link for a friend. Give it to me, baby. The link. Anytime now. Really off topic, but if there's anybody who's ever wanted to like try drink diet soda for the benefits of just not outrageous amounts of sugar, if you're like me, you get really bad heartburn with lots of sugar and crap like that. And then also, you know, just you're trying to do like the low carb thing, which I am because I'm doing like keto. You know, you just, it helps because it's a lot of sugar. I mean, that's pretty much all your sorry, I can't type and talk at the same time. Anyway, if you want to try, I didn't never really try. Like I just would on occasion, you know, either accidentally, usually accidentally drink diet, or sometimes somebody would have some, and I'd give it a shot. And I never liked one. For me, the aftertaste was always what was horrible. I hated the aftertaste. It was it just lingered, and I didn't like it. You know, and it threw me off because I was used to the soda that I like. You know, like I was expecting something and getting something different was like threw me off. But since I started trying to do keto, I you know been trying to give it a real honest shot, and I've actually lost like 20 pounds so far, so it's working. It definitely works. If anybody's interested in trying it, I can attest to its effectiveness. But you know, so I was at the restaurant one day and I asked them what diet sodas they had, and I think they only had like 4 options, and at least 2 or 3 of those 4 options were ones I knew for sure I didn't like. And I was thinking about just getting it, but then they said something about Diet Dr. Pepper, and I was like, huh, I guess I didn't even ever think about Dr. Pepper having a diet. Like, that makes sense that they would have one. I just never thought of it myself. Like, I don't know why. But, yeah, so she brought me the Diet Dr. Pepper, and I started drinking it, and I was like thinking you know, I genuinely thought she got me just regular, like, you know, letting me have my quote unquote have my diet soda, but actually giving me regular. And you know, I thought that's what she had done, but I'll be damned if it wasn't actually diet, because I went and got a refill and got it myself. And I was even still slightly suspicious that maybe they just put the wrong syrup in the diet spot. So you know, I held well, you know, I took it with a grain of salt, even with my own refill that was for sure diet, and it didn't have that nasty aftertaste. And then, kind of as the final test, I went and got like a bottle of Dr. Pepper. I'll be damned if it doesn't taste very close to the real thing. I guess we might end up selling that stuff if none of my stuff is sold. Ooh, we have some sold things. Ooh, all our bone tissue and the Euro meat and the full grain leather. Fuck yes. Alright, we already got 4 gold on us. Let's see. Oh no, wait, that's cancel sell. I'm an idiot. Okay, I'm retarded. Yep, none of our stuff sold. Some fantastic guild member simply sent me, and it shows up, instead of in the mail, it shows up at the auction house person too. Oh, dang. I got all excited. I got like false sense of excitement for having thought I sold my stuff. But yeah, holy shit, we got a bunch of short bows now. Um, who sent me the swords? I can't remember. I think it was Nora. Let me. I think it actually tells you who makes the weapons you have. Oh no, it was Goru. Oh wait, I think that's the same person. I think one character is one. Yeah, holy shit. I'm gonna need to go get another bag or something. I could probably toss these arrows out of this bag for now, since don't really use. Don't need the longbow arrows right now. We'll go ahead and take the old brown bomber Simbo. Oh man, I've even got one of his older bows. Wait a minute, where is that? I'm an idiot. Pulled it off my hotbar, not 71, 51. Yep, so he's still making it in the exact same way. The bro is a master of his craft. Makes some good ass bows. Fair bit under my strength requirement, but maybe that's the highest you can make with the material that he had. That's still under my strength requirement. That's the craziest thing about this game too. If anybody's ever watching this and doesn't know much about the game or is just kind of getting into it or whatever, one crazy thing about this game is the crafting system is insane. There's like, you can use damn near any material for any component of anything you craft, and it'll just make it either better or worse, either shitty or fucking amazing, or, you know, pros and cons type of deal. Like, you know, really good on X, but not so great on Y, whatever the case may be. And I think we're going to spend this gold on some more arrows because we are about out. Yeah, I might even bring more back in here. So I'll leave those there for now. So yeah, you know what? I think worst case scenario. Now I've got a lot of these bows. If I lose it, I've got more. It's not my only one. If I lose this. I think this might even be a bender sword. It's not great. I don't use the sword much. I'm basically using the bow primarily. I'll keep the cloak and all these things, but then you know lose my armor, which I think this might be vendor armor as well, which you know again not expensive because it's not great, but it's not a huge loss if you lose it. Honestly, the most valuable thing technically would be my horse because it's even the armor and the bags I can make for myself, even though they're not very good quality. Sidious. I can't remember if they're cock waffles or if they're decent. Why not, horse? Get out the way. What in the hell? These clouds are hitting each other over here. But like, yeah, I can make my own stuff if I need. Remember if this is who sells the arrows or not. Oh, sure is. Oh, arrows are cheaper than I remember them being. Holy shit, yeah, for this like 4 gold. I'm definitely not gonna buy this mini right now. I'm just seeing how much it would be for. Yeah, I could get like more than 800 arrows. This 4 gold, 20 silver I have. So we'll go ahead and buy probably 300. Let's buy 325 because then we'll top off our stack we got right now. And then we'll take with us the rest of that stack and an extra 100. And our trusty bow. We'll take the old metal bags off the horse. We'll put the extra arrows and the money away. Well, he's getting pretty hungry. I'll have to make sure to get a little bit more food to take with us to feed the old horseroo. El Horsola. Let's see. Need 609 to get a stack of 1,000, I think. Yay! IR can math. Let's see if we ourselves are back down into fit. Yep, and it's funny, we were 71 kilograms before, so it must be somewhere within that 71st kilogram, like 71.4 and under is fit, and 74.5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is all stout, you know, like whatever it is. But it affects your stats here. Like by default, I have 89 strength. It was the maximum I could do. It was like the closest I could manage. I would have got an even 90 if I could have, because they get a plus in their clades. Their clade gifts. Let me see if I have it already. I sure do. So you get Archer's Shoulder and Archer's Arm. Each one adds 10 strength effectiveness to like your bows. So, you know, you can use bows that are 10 strength above your strength without penalty. So I can effectively use 109 strength bows. So when using a bow, I'm effectively 109 strength. I have 120 dexterity, I have 100 constitution. I've actually only got 79 right now because I capped it out to keep extra in my intelligence while I am reading books, which I actually just finished reading the one I was reading earlier. So I need to get another book going because it helps you read faster while you're learning. But eventually, theoretically, I'll pretty much have no need for reading the books, and I can throw the points back into Constitution, which will give me more health. So I can put 21 more Constitution points in, and then I think you can only go down to 10. I think that's why I stopped this, or just locked it, because I think it was. I guess we'll see. I'll see if it lets me put psych. I think that's like mental, like magical defense. At this point, a difference between 0 and 10 isn't going to make any effective difference. But if I can put those 10 points into Constitution, 79 versus 89, that might make a noticeable difference with my health pool. And we'll test to see if going under 10 is even possible. But anyway, you know, I'll figure out whatever the exact number is that's left. In fact, I could actually, so if I do 21, it'll be 74 left, and if you can't go below 10, that is effectively 64. So I'll put 32 in each of these. So I'll have 42 in each of these, 100 Constitution, 120 Dexterity, and 89 Strength. But if you go into Stout, I think I go down to 100 or 110. I think 110, maybe it's even 115, whatever it is. I think I go down by 5 Dexterity and up by 5 Strength, which might be something I want to do. I might actually allow myself, because you can actively change this. You can just eat more to gain weight, or let yourself like be hungry for a while to lose weight. And you can actively kind of adjust your stats in that regard, like your maximums. So if that's what I did, if I were to do that, I could use 114 strength bows or lower. And I'd only lose a little dexterity. I don't know what it does to Constitution, Psyche, and Intelligence. Maybe we'll have to test that. In fact, let's test it right now. Let's go ahead and go eat some food, because if I don't like what it does to my stats, then it won't take long for it to fall off. And yeah, I'm like right on that line. See, I'm already into the Stout or whatever. So we'll put that food away. I don't keep going over it. I don't have too far. It might have still been eating. I don't know, it was like 240 something when I put it away. Yeah, so I guess you'll still keep eating even though the number's dropping from the bank, which is fine. We can drop down pretty easy. So yeah, I have the same Psyche and Intelligence. Same Constitution. Yeah, just swapped. We lost 5. Oh, it tells you right there. What modifies it? Weight class reduces it by 5, which I think is only really your run speed. I think that's the main thing that it affects. I don't know if there's anywhere to find that in here. Max speed. I guess I should have looked at that first. So my max speed is 315. Maybe if I can remember that for whenever I drop back down into fit to see what the difference is. I lose a little speed, but I gain a little strength. So that is what affects that. I wonder what it did. Oh, okay, never mind, that makes sense. So yeah, just swap strength and dexterity. I think there's some other minor things that it did, but realistically all it did was make me a little slower and a little stronger. So, not that it matters right now, all my bows I can use even at the lower, so I may as well have the extra dexterity. So I'll let myself fall back down to fit and stay there, and you can stay there for a while. Like, the range is like 60 to 71 or something like that for fit. So I've got a lot of weight I could drop and still remain in the fit category. And I could eat a lot more and basically bolster myself all the way up through the strong category or stout category to really kind of lock in that benefit for a while, so that way even if I didn't have good food for some time, I'd still be all right in terms of weight. What? bag did I put that in? Oh, why did I put those in there? Oh, alright. The reason I don't take more is because, you know, may as well not give them a whole shit ton of arrows. I guess if it's taking up the same amount of space, we may as well take a full stack. Kind of why I get... Well, no, I guess you can hold up to like 10,000 dial. Technically, I'm not holding a full stack, but that's a little more expensive. The arrows are way cheaper than I thought. So yeah, worst case scenario, I die. I don't lose anything that was really materially expensive and whatever. And I know I'm very self-aware of the fact that I suffer from gear fear. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I want to make an extra set of saddlebags, which technically I might lose. Could theoretically lose if somebody. And I think ground fur is the cheaper one. I can't remember if it's guard fur or ground fur. I also can't remember exactly how much I need, so we're just gonna get 500 each. And probably more than I need of one and less than I need of another, I'm sure. I'm sure I've got the ratios off. It's been so long since I've done this. But all you do is got to learn the recipe, and that comes from either some things you can learn by just doing it, and other things you've got to learn by like reading a book. Wait, that would make... I can't remember where you see... Oh, that's cool. I don't know if they always had that and I just didn't notice it. But it affects it using them in different spots. Like this is the core material, the leather, and then the padding is the fur. You know, it actually makes a difference which thing you use. You can add extra material that makes it a little more durable, but way more. I'm literally just, I need the space if I come across a different horse, and in worst case scenario, I lose it. Yeah, so it only took like 79 of each of those, which is awesome because I'm gonna make a few of these just so I've got some extra while I'm making them. That was 71, 421, 342. Yep. 79 for both types of bags, large or small, same material. Yeah, I think I'll just make you know, kind of same with the armor. We'll see if I can even make an extra set of armor with what I have. Oh, sure can. All right. Well, there we go. So we got some backup armor and some backup bags. We're overweight. He doesn't have a bag, so I'm holding his bag. I'm a mess. Oh, literally just giving him his own empty bag puts us underweight. So yeah, I mean, you know, and I can literally go get bags. I can get the leather, not so much the ground fur. You can make them out of just straight leather.